KWA actually has two variations of the TK45. This little guy is the TK45C. I assume it means compact because it is the shorter version of the 45. They also got this long boy, which is the TK45. There's no C or extra, no. This is the TK45. This is the TK45C. The TK45 is actually my favorite of the two. It has the, I believe this is an 11-inch handguard, and it's just overall, it's a longer gun, which I like because I'm a longer fellow. It also has the AEG3 system in here, which is the same AEG system that the Ronin T10 has, which is the cool electric recoil. I really like that feature. I think that's a lot more fun than guns that don't have that feature to it. The TK45C is the 2.5 AEG system, which is the same that the mods 1, 2, and 3 have, as well as the T6. AEG 2.5 is where you can go through the back of this stock and adjust the FPS with it's like a really long Allen wrench or something like that, but you can adjust it without taking anything off other than this back plate. The Kriss Vector shoots at about I think it chronos around 350 to 380. With this can go around the 330s to 350s. So if you play at a 350 and under field, this might be a better option just because you can control the FPS a lot more than you can with the Kriss Vector. But if you play it like an outdoor field, it's not gonna matter. The TK45, the long boy, shoots, Evike says it chronos at around 380. I've seen it out the box go higher than that, so it probably will shoot around 380, 390 after it settles in. But I've personally seen these go around 390, 400 out of the box. Not as high as like a brand new Crytek, but kind of like just under that. The price between the Kriss Vector and these things, they're basically the same. I think this is like $30 or $40 cheaper than a Kriss Vector. However, the TK45C is around like about the 340 to 360 price range, depending on who you buy it through. Kriss Vector, I think, is about 460 to 480. So if you're shopping on a budget, I'd say this is the way to go. The 45C seems to be closer in size to the Kriss Vector than the longer TK45 version. The profile is similar in the sense that they're both SMG styled with like that 45-degree back angle reload. Performance-wise, not a huge difference. You give me a TK45, any TK45, then you give me a Kriss Vector, and just based on like how it shoots, go, I don't know. I mean, I guess they're the same. What both of the TK45s and the Kriss Vector have in common is they're cosplay guns. So I generally break guns into two categories, performance and more cosplay. High Kappas are usually built for a lot of times for performance with all the different internal parts and upgrades they do. Your DSG, SSG builds, your HPA Jack builds, those are usually performance built guns. The TK45s and the Kriss Vectors are sort of in this cosplay category where kids just like them because they look freaking cool. Has like this cool sci-fi look to it. I've seen a fair amount of anime cosplay players rocking these and Kriss Vectors because it looks so much different than your normal, M4 or 1911 variation of airsoft gun or whatever you got. No one really makes standout aftermarket parts for either. I haven't seen anyone go, oh bro, if you want a DSG, a cosplay gun, the Kriss Vector over the KWA TK45 is the way to go. That conversation really doesn't exist because no one's buying these guns to DSG or HBH. I've seen a couple guys do them on forums, but these are really bought and played with because of the unique look of these guns. Crytek, KWA have this huge rivalry, blah, 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 blah. Look, bro, these are kind of the same thing. I mean, one doesn't really stand out in any aspect over the other, with the exception, Ace Tech made that tracer unit specifically for the Kriss Vector. Are you kidding me? I would almost want to buy that Kriss Vector just so I could buy the Ace Tech tracer unit because it looks so killer. On that, I mean, they're kind of the same gun. The caber pick out of the three rifles, three being the TK45, the TK45C, and the Kriss Vector. Again, you're gonna say I'm KWA biased because I'm a KWA guy. I would go with the TK45, the regular long boy, because it has the electronic recoil, and I love that feature. I love KWA's AEG3 system. You've already heard me rant about this in other videos. If the TK45 didn't have the AEG3 system in it, I don't know, roll a 3-sided dice, figure it out.
Caber, who the f*** are you, nerd?